Hi everybody, it's Kirsty, your librarian, and I am going to share some more recommendations for 4th through 6th grade recommended books by genre. And today I'm going to focus on historical fiction. Now, these are books that have either won an award or they're books that were highly reviewed in children's book review publications. I'm going to read just a little bit from either a book review or something the publisher says about each one. My first pick is Adam and Thomas. This is by Aaron Appelfeld. This book actually won the Mildred Batchelder Honor in 2016, and that's an award that's given to high-quality children's literature that is published outside of the United States and translated into English. Booklist says that this author, Aaron Appelfeld, is actually a Holocaust survivor, and he actually escaped a concentration camp when he was only 8 years old and spent the next 3 years of his life, 8, 9, and 10 years old, roaming and living in the forests. Based on those experiences, Hornbook Guide tells us that he drew from those experiences and created this historical fiction account of the lives of two 9-year-old Jewish boys during World War II who escaped the horrors of their ghetto home and hide out in the forest to survive. So if you like adventurous stories about World War II, Adam and Thomas would be a great pick for you. All right. Next on my list is another historical fiction book about World War II. This one is called The War That Saved My Life, and it's by Kimberly Baker Bradley. Hornbook Guide says 10-year-old Ada has been abused by her cruel and ignorant mother due to the fact that she has an injury, an unrepaired clubfoot. And because of that, 10-year-old Ada has never been outside her dirty little apartment in London. With World War II coming, her brother Jamie is evacuated to the countryside, and Ada is determined to go with him. That's the war that saved my life. Next on the list is one of my personal favorite reads of the year, Wolf Hollow by Lauren Wolk. This was a 2017 Newbery Honor book. And in this book, our main character, 12-year-old Annabelle, must learn to stand up for what's right in the face of a manipulative and violent bully who targets people that Annabelle cares about, including a homeless World War I veteran. And that description comes from the publisher, Wolf Hollow. Next on my list is a Newbery Honor book from 2014 called Paperboy by Vince Vaughter. And Follett says, "It is hot in Memphis, Tennessee," that's in the southern United States, in the summer of 1959. And things heat up for an 11-year-old boy when he takes over his friend's newspaper route. And meeting new people is horrifying for him because he has a stutter. But being the paper boy forces him to engage in the world, and that's when the real trouble is stirred up in his life. To find out more, check out Paperboy. I especially recommend this one to people who are interested in stories about race relations during segregation. Next, this might be one of my favorite young adult books ever. Echo by Pam Munoz Ryan. It was the Newbery Honor book in 2016, and the publisher says, "Music, magic, and a real-life miracle meld in this masterpiece from storytelling maestro Pam Munoz Ryan." You might remember her from Esperanza Rising. Lost and alone in a forbidden forest, Otto meets 3 mysterious sisters and finds himself intertwined in a puzzling quest involving a prophecy, a promise, and a harmonica. Decades later, Friedrich in Germany, Mike in Pennsylvania, and Ivy in California each become interwoven in when the very same harmonica lands in their lives, All these children face daunting challenges: rescuing a father, protecting a brother, holding a family together. And ultimately pulled by the invisible thread of destiny, their suspenseful solo stories come together in an orchestral crescendo. Echo, an amazing book. And my last recommendation is Stella by Starlight by Sharon Draper. The publisher says, when a burning cross set by the Ku Klux Klan, that's a racial hate group, causes panic and fear in the year 1932 in Bumblebee, North Carolina, that's a little small town in North Carolina, 5th grader Stella must face prejudice and find the strength to demand change in her segregated town. If you read any of these books, please leave us a sticky note book review in the library so other students will know which ones you like. Happy reading!